Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Beekeeper Tarot. This is Alan. It's been a couple of days, so I must apologize. I've just been busy working. Forgive my face. This coleslaw is refusing to die, even though I'm bombing it with tea tree oil. It's almost gone. It almost went, then it came back again. Yeah. I'd rather. Well, I can either put a mask on, and I look like the talking puffy googly eyes, or you can get the full-on effect of my, I don't know, affliction. But anyway, yeah. So once again, guys, thank you so much for your kindness and for your support. It means the world to me. I do appreciate your comments. Thank you to the people that have subscribed and liked my videos. It does mean a lot to me, guys. So kudos, mwah, and thank you very, very, very much. So yeah. I'm just in the process of washing and cleaning, and I've got lots of stuff to do today. But here I am right now as my washing is in the machine, going around and getting all soapy and clean, and I can hang it on the line. It's a nice sunny day in Sydney today, so I'm going to take full advantage of the sun. So, since I've been gone, the last couple of days, it's still going crazy. We know it's going to remain crazy, so I'm just going to read. I just wrote a list of some of the insanity that's been going on. So Trump's been accusing, the Yeti's been accusing, oh, I better say this first. Hold on. Where's my sign? Entertainment only YouTube. I better get my signs ready. What happened to allegedly? I got another one. I can go, I can always go illegally. Because the first time when I did my allegedly sign, I couldn't spell. So I wrote down illegally. Because I'm a bit of an idiot sometimes. I need to clean this room too. Oh, here it is. Allegedly. Yeah, you can take your pick. Anyway, so yeah, Trump's been accusing Barack Obama of treason. There's this footage. Have you seen it? Of Barack Obama, this AI thing that the orange moron did, of Obama being arrested in the White House, and the Yeti's just looking there with this look of happiness on his face. I mean, what a douche! What a douche! Now, this issue with the veins. Now, I used to be a nurse. I used to be a nurse. So the veins just don't operate on their own, and the arteries don't operate on their own. There's a thing called a pump called the heart. So it's called the cardiovascular system. So if there's something happening with the veins, there is probably something happening with the heart, if he has one. I'm sure its only function will be to pump the blood around, but you could just imagine the state of his blood after eating all these burgers and fries and soft drinks, and the amount of rubbish this guy consumes. Probably wouldn't know a vegetable if he fell over it, the little things that grow on the ground. If you, in case you're watching, Mr. Taco. Well, tacos maybe. Yeah, because you have vegetables and tacos. Anyway, the chicken ones. So I don't buy that for a bit. The veins, there's something else happening, I think, for sure. And yeah, so it's just more BS from the White House. And then so now Mikey Moses has shut down Congress, I think, till September. So yeah, so they cannot debate, or because I know that the Dems are wanting to bring up the Epstein stuff again and debate all that, whether it should be released. Now, um, all this drama, all this deflection, it's all about Epstein. So it's all about Epstein, and the Yeti has been saying that if you follow it, you're a weakling, and I don't want your votes, or whatever he's been saying. Yeah, this is all deflection, guys. It's all deflectors, because I think just very quietly, as we would say in Australia, the Yeti is shitting himself. I definitely do think that he's scared of this. I know, yeah, and there's been other footage released of him um, talking about allegedly younger women and like anyway, enough of that. But you know what I'm saying. So we have a TV show in Australia called Kath and Kim, and I've been trying to find a little video for you of them, and if I can, I'll find it for you. But so Kath and Kim are basically with Australian humor, right? And I know that a lot of people wouldn't understand that, and that's fine. We're a bit special down here, down under. We're a bit special. So with Kath and Kim, they're like, I guess probably the easiest way to explain it is it's a comedy and it's Australians taking the piss out of themselves. It's just us making ourselves look ridiculous. And so it's a very funny comedy, but it's a I think you've got to sort of understand. My nose is itchy. I think you've really got to sort of understand the humor to kind of to get it. But there's one thing that Kim, sorry, Kath, that's the mother, and she goes, "Why is my nose so itchy today?" It's probably because I've been putting cream all over my face. Anyway, so Kath goes, "Look at me," right? So in the way that she says it to her daughter, it's like, "Look at me, look at me. I've got just one word to say." So my take on that to the Yeti is, Yeti, look at me, look at me, look at me. Now I've got just one word to say to you, Epstein. That's it. That's it. So let's do some readings, eh? I've got to think about what we should read on. Oh, Colbert, that's right. I might have a look at Colbert. So the whole thing has been the whole program has been axed. So the Late Show. So he took over from what was his name? See, now that I'm live on camera, I didn't write down his name. David Letterman. He took over David Letterman, I think maybe 15 or 20 years ago. Now I love Stephen Colbert. I love him. I love him. I love him. He I don't know much about pop culture, but like I really don't know much about pop culture. Just trust me on that. But he was in a show with Amy Sedaris called Strangers with Candy, which was probably about maybe 20 years ago. And it's a very, what's the word? I wouldn't say kooky comedy, but it's very off center, and I absolutely loved it. So Strangers with Candy and Stephen Colbert was in that. And that was the first time that I met him. I met him. That was the first time that I kind of encountered Stephen Colbert. He also has a good relationship with the ex New Zealand Prime Minister. So her name is Jacinda Ardern, and she was a phenomenal Prime Minister. I really love Jacinda, and so we had ScoMo, and New Zealand had this amazing female leader prime minister called Jacinda Ardern, and so she's been on this. She's been on the Stephen on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert quite a few times. So yeah, but really, I don't know if it's really wise to be going after Obama. Don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought. Not sure it's the most wisest thing to do. Um, but in a way, it's probably not that it's a good thing, but it will. I mean, Obama is kind of like like he's royalty with the Dems, as he should be, right? He's royalty, and I do think that I do think that it will highlight the insanity with amongst the Dems, and maybe get a bit more response from some of the um, old guard as well. But I agree with what people like Lena are saying, that they really need to bring up that they need to just let the young talent go free. There's a lot of young talent there, and God knows America needs some talent right now, because it's just been run by a real shit show. I guess that's the only way you can really put it. The people living under it would know that. We get all the news here in Australia, so yeah, not great. But anyway, so let's do some cards, guys. Let's do some cards. Come on down. I might just have a look at Stephen Colbert. I'm kind of like a bit over reading about the Yeti right now for today. He takes up too much space, even though I know I've done a big rave about him. Um, I've already kind of read about the Epstein files, and I do think this is all going to come out. Like I said before, he clearly, I think, is petrified of this. Um, and where there's smoke, there's fire. So I just want to see that how Stephen Colbert is going. Now, I think he's going to be fine because actually, what I do think with him, I think he's going to really let loose now because now that the show's been cancelled um, and the Yeti scoffed at him and said that he was no talent and good on him for being fired. I do think that what was it? Didn't Colbert tell him to go F himself? So dear Mr. President, go F yourself, whatever, which is not a nice image to think about. It's that big. Anyway, finger. Mushroom. Anyway, I'm being very rude now. So I might just have a look at Colbert and just see what the energies are around him. Just a general for Steve Colbert, because I really, really, really like Stephen Colbert. All right, Spirit. Let's have a look. Stephen Colbert. All right, come on down, guys. Okay, guys, I hope you can see that I always manage to get the angle of this wrong, so I do apologize, guys. I will get better with this over time. All right, Stephen Colbert, what are some of the energies around you, my dear sir? Six of Cups. Okay. Four of Discs. Yeah, good on him. Good on him. Nice. Nice. The wheel. I like that. All right. All right. There you are. Okay, folks. So the first card that came out was the Six of Cups. So I think, as far as Colbert's feeling, he's reflecting on the past episodes and reflecting on his success with the Late Show. I do think he's thinking about his family and his kiddies, and it's very emotional for him, because cups are about emotions, and he's got his emotions all balanced. They're all balanced, but he's just looking back at it, looking back at what was, and maybe through a maybe through a different lens, maybe through a piece of glass, if I can say that figuratively, like just looking at it from a different perspective, a bit of distance, reflecting, looking back at what was with the Late Show, and thinking about his family, and that's what is, according to this, that's the probably the thing that's happening in his mind, that's driving everything right now. With the Four of Pentacles or the Four of Discs, I think he's just going to I think financially he must be fine, but I think he's just going to, think about what can I do to make sure that I am financially viable in the future. Um, but also too, I think he's looking at his resources as well and looking at the money that he's earned. And I think also too, if you think that Pentacles can also be about values, and I do think like fours in tarot, there are a number about stability. And I do think that Stephen Colbert has very stable values when it comes to experiences and life and his take on things. He seems to be a very grounded sort of person, as far as I can see, when I look at him on the TV and when I see him on the Late Show or in interviews or see him in other media. But he's just taking a bit of time out to reflect on what was, thinking, okay, this is what I've got in my kitty. I've just got to make sure that I'm aware of what I've got, where I start from here. and he's just going to move over to quite a. He's going to move over to a uh over the rocky waters into a place of peace. Like he wants to get away from all this drama. And so the thing here with the yellow, like yellow in tarot, it's a very bright, happy color. Yellow in tarot is good. It's a good color to have in tarot. And so he's just it's almost like he's leaving all these daggers behind, all these daggers that have been thrown at him, and I'll get to that with the next card, which is the moon. But he's just thinking, okay, what's gone is gone, and I'll just move on. I'll just transition to something a bit more peaceful, and I can leave all the drama behind. Because definitely, and entertainment and YouTube, the moon. So this is all the murkiness and the rubbish and the crap that went on behind the scenes. And if you look at this card here, there's a little, if I can show that to you, it's a little crayfish that symbolizes that primal yucky energy. And it looks a bit orange from in my deck here. The orange crayfish, if you can see that. So I think there is certainly there might be something political that's happened from the orange one. There he is, sticking his head up. So yeah, but there's murkiness around this show ending. There's murkiness around it, and what really happened with that has not been exposed to the light. Now I understand. I think Bernie Sanders and I think Elizabeth Warren are wanting to. Is it CBS? They're pressurizing CBS to get to the bottom of what happened. But as we would say in Australia, there is certainly something very dodgy that's going on here, according to this. This is murky energy. It's murky. It's not, it's almost like you could say, like little secret deals at nighttime, oh, we've got to end this. So, anyway, something murky going on here. But, the wheel is turning for Stephen Colbert. Wheel of Fortune, this is all about karmic cycles. And I think the universe has got him covered. I think it's going to be okay. And I think he's going to move on to other things. The wheel is literally, it's turning. It's about karmic cycles and, things going around. And I think he's just accepted it because it's the world. It's endings and beginnings. And you see here, my lovely world model has a lovely little boob shoe on. She's dressed. That's my attempt at art. And I hated doing it to my deck. Oh my God, it was such a beautiful deck, and I had to draw all over it. Oh, anyway. So before I rant, but no, the world card. So it's almost like you can almost see that the wheels turning on the world card. So I do think that he's actually accepted what's going on. He's thinking, okay, it's a karmic cycle that's come to an end. I'm just going to stay grounded, look at my money, leave the drama behind and go somewhere more peaceful. Because I know there's been a bit of crap happening behind the scenes. But first and foremost, just thinking about my family and you know, but there's more to the story. This is his legacy. He's thinking about his legacy, and I think Stephen Colbert will have he has every right to be proud of himself for what he's done on this show and um, his humanity. And this is his legacy, and it's a good legacy. And the death card now, it's the death card. It's the end. It's an end of a cycle. But the death card, it's about transformation. So in a way, now I want to point something out to you about this card here. Give me 2 seconds. Now, if you look at the death card, there's a little boat. You see that boat? That little boat, that boat, that boat, he's going to jump on that boat, metaphorically speaking, he's going to transition. He's going to move on to something else. And and like I said, where is it? With the wheel, the wheel of fortune, and the world. So there's quite a few major arcanas in this reading as well. So it's big energy. Um, but I do think he's going to be fine. Let's see what he's going to do. What you going to do, Steve? But the energy around him is good. He's going to be okay. The energy around. Oh, and here's his wife. Here's Mrs. Colbert. She's around too. She's keeping a watchful eye. Okay, Mr. Colbert. So what are you going to do? Let's have a look. Sorry, guys, I had a few messages on my phone, so I just had to pause the video. All right, so what will Stephen Colbert do now? What will Stephen Colbert do? What will Stephen Colbert do? Come on down, guys. Okay, let's have a look, see, guys. What's Colbert going to do now? Chariot, Eight of Cups. Okay. Empress, Three of Swords, Nine of Swords. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So the Chariot, I think he's going to absolutely go for it. He's thinking, I'm out of here. I've got nothing to lose. He's not going to hold back. He's not going to hold back. So I think we're going to be in for some very interesting TV in the next few months, guys. I think the show finishes is it May next year? Yeah. He's thinking I'm going, and hold on, guys. This is going to be interesting. He's just thinking, well, I'm walking away. I'm walking away. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. What can they do? Sack me? But he does feel the pain of this, and it's a mental pain. And I think what this is saying is, I think he's gonna want to cause a bit of pain to a certain person, a certain orange person, I do think as well, because he's feeling this. Like he's really feeling this. And I think he's angry, but he's feeling this. Um, I think there might be a few metaphorical swords flying with him. Because like I said, because he's just gonna let loose now because he's walking away. All his cups, nothing has fallen, they're all there. But this is an emotional time for him as well. It's almost like I get the real feeling with Colbert with this reading, like there's water and air, like it's very much a mental thing for him, but it's also a very emotional thing. I think it's a bit of a juggling of those two energies happening with him right now. That's what I think, because but he's certainly going to be growing something else. He's going to be thinking about birthing something else and growing something else. And the thing with the Empress is that it's just wonderful, wonderful and fertile. You know, all that all that lovely vegetation around her. She's comfortable. She's good. She's got something cooking in her belly. I think he's thinking about birthing something else into the future. But right now, he's feeling the stress of this. You could almost say that there's a monkey on his back. That's the Yeti Entertainment, only YouTube that's done this to him. Um, Here he is with the government. So this is the Yeti again, probably giving the order to, we need to get rid of this show. So it could be a political thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. Once again, YouTube Entertainment only, just a tarot reader from Australia. And I'm only talking about the allegations, allegedly, or I could say allegedly, allegedly YouTube. But Ten of Cups. He's fine. His family's fine. It's almost like now tens are about the end of the cycles. Now, if I was doing a reading and talking about the GOP, this would be like my card for the unhappy family for the GOP. But I'm reading about Stephen Colbert. So it's almost like, this is the end of a cycle. Tens are about endings. The Wheel of Fortune's turned up. Death has turned up in these readings. So it's all about, finale. It's all about being over this part of his life and transitioning. And, he's got the strength to tame the lion. I think this orange lion is going to be roaring and roaring and roaring and carrying on and blah, blah, blah. But I do think that Mr. Colbert will give the lion what for. And once again, and this is where I'll finish this reading, the world has turned up again, endings and beginnings. So I do think that he is thinking about his future. He's thinking about cooking something new for the future, where I wouldn't be surprised if he does a podcast or he does something, maybe even with Midas Touch. I could see him doing that. But I do think he would just be getting plenty of offers from everywhere. But I don't think he's quite finished with the Yeti right now. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out, and I think any mud that he can sling on the Yeti between now and then, yeah. And I've noticed as well that I saw Jimmy Fallon in his audience and a couple of other people in his audience, and I think it's really good that all this is going on, that the people are supporting him. But once again, as I said at the beginning of this, the Yeti is using all this stuff to distract from what's happening with the Epstein files. That's my honest opinion on this. It's just my opinion. It's just what I think. So all this stuff about Colbert and about everything else, which I mentioned about at the beginning of this reading, it's all distraction. So just remember that. Remember that, folks. So yeah, this is all distraction. Now let's do a reading for us. What's a reading for us being the collective? What's reading spirit for us, the collective? All right, come on down, folks. Okay, I think that's okay. So, reading for us, spirit. What do you want us to know? Ten of Swords, Hangman, Eight of Discs, Sun, Chariot. Okay. So it's been interesting in that with these readings today, like I've got common themes about endings and beginnings of cycles. I've got it in the readings about Colbert, and I've kind of got it for us too. Um, Ten of Swords. So here's the thing with the Ten of Swords. See how the sun is starting to come up? It's almost like there's new beginnings on the horizon. Do you know what I mean? And I think collectively we've all been through this. We all feel a bit exhausted or very exhausted with all the crap that's been going on right now. And while I'm there, I was thinking about this the other day because we are really kind of like in a period of darkness right now, like just spiritual darkness and with what's happening in the state and the world is just an absolute mess, all this insanity with in the Middle East and Ukraine and anyway, all that stuff going on and there's more going on. And it's a bad time right now in the world. And I kind of think when I think about us, our community, and this is what we all do, we're all light workers. Even if you are a person that's doing tarot or is spiritual or is trying to help somebody, you don't have to be on YouTube. You're just living your life. you are a light worker. Just know that, right? Know that you are a light worker. And I think in these times, what the kind of the imagery that I get from that, it's like we're like little lanterns, you know? We are little lanterns, each holding up a little lantern to help people, to guide people through the night. And that's the image that I've actually said that to a few friends and people that I'm close to. But I really do believe that, folks, that we are in all this darkness, in all this uncertainty, we're a little lantern of light. But in the way that everything is transitional, right? And that's a very Buddhist way of looking at things. But, you know, just know, folks, that the light is coming. There will be a new dawn. What is going on now is not forever. It's transitional. But definitely this, I think, Spirit really gets. He whatever. Spirit understands how we feel. I don't want to say what gender. I mean, Spirit. Pardon me. Spirit gets it. Spirit gets what we're going through and how we're feeling. This is, I kind of think, where we're feeling. And right now, it's just about, with the hangman, just trying to almost in a way look at it from a bit of distance, like not to be so, I mean, to kind of know what's going on, but it's not like, look at the news at 7 o'clock. Oh my God, he said this. Oh my God, he said this at 8:30. Oh shit, he said this at 10 o'clock. Like just, maybe look at the news once a day or a couple of times a day. Give yourself a bit of space from it, a bit of perspective from it. Now, another thing that you will notice with the hangman, see how he looks like a number four? Yeah. So, like I said before, fours in tarot, they are about stability. So there is a certain stability in this card as well with the hangman. And there's a certain stability and a certain peace with this card as well. It's almost like, you know what, I'm just hanging here. It's all good. It might be a bit, precocious, not precocious, might feel a bit unsafe, but it's okay. I got this strong rope. I'm good. I'm just going to get a bit of perspective and wait for the sun to come because I know that the sun is going to rise. Just get on with your daily life. Do your work, do your thing. And in a way, keep all this BS sort of outside the window. Do you know what I mean? Just get on with your stuff. Do your thing, get on with your stuff. Don't let any of this insanity stop you from being who you are. And don't let any of this bullshit stop you from doing what you need to do to get on with your life. Because the sun is coming. There is something positive on the way when it gets here. This is transitional. This is going to turn into this. So just know that, folks. Just know that. And once again, folks, with the chariot, and it's come up a few times today, just get on with your life. Move through it. Move through it. But I guess the take-home message I'm getting from this when I think about it, the two cards, is to know that Ten of Swords, ending of a cycle. And this is exactly how I think we're feeling. And it has been exhausting, and it is exhausting on every level. And it's gut-wrenching. But there is new life. This sun rising is going to turn into this. That's where we're heading, guys. So I hope that helps people out there. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for spending time with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys are well. Do take care. Have a break from all this craziness. I'm trying not to swear too much. Have a break. Be kind to yourself. And just remember, do not go through this alone. Okay, that's really important. Connect with people via the internet or YouTube or whatever. Throw in your comments, connect with people, connect with the other readers, connect with your people that are like-minded like you. Just connect with people. Like, just do not go through this on your own. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time once again. Blessings, and I'll be back soon. And thank you for spending some time with me this morning. All right. Lots of love, guys. I'll see you soon. Okay. Bye. Bye bye.